Graduands, guests and colleagues, my name is Mary Haworth, and it is both an honour and a privilege to stand before you today and welcome you to this January 2021 virtual graduation ceremony. As graduates, you will join an international community of over 123,000 York alumni in 183 countries. The York Global Alumni Association organises many events, networks and services that are designed to help you make connections with other alumni across the world and boost your career prospects. As you get your first job or take up further study or training, please remember to keep us in touch with what you're doing. Understanding the career paths that you take will help us to provide the right support for current students and make sure we offer graduates like you relevant information and opportunities. Today is a very special day for all of you. Graduation is a milestone, but today is not the graduation any of us had quite envisaged, and we look forward to being able to welcome you all back to campus for a celebration as soon as it is safe to do so. So our virtual ceremony is different, but we hope that you will find lots to appreciate in this next hour or so, and a few surprises along the way, so please do stay with us. We very much hope that you're enjoying your day with your family, friends, and the supporters who have been part of this remarkable journey that you've all taken. We'd love to hear how you're all celebrating today, so please use the hashtag #UOYGraduation on social media to share your stories and thank your friends and supporters. And do take a moment to raise a glass to your achievements. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce Professor Sir Malcolm Grant, University Chancellor, who will declare the congregation open for the conferment of awards.
Good afternoon and welcome to this graduation ceremony of the University of York. It's the first of 3 January ceremonies here in 2021. That warm welcome extends not only to those of you who today will be graduating, but of course to families, to supporters, friends and colleagues right around the world. Today's ceremony recognises the achievements of our graduates in arts and humanities. And as I look at the list of subjects on the programme today, it helps me to understand that we're talking about art in the service of humanity. We're talking about those values, those disciplines, those intellectual qualifications that serve humanity. And at this time, in the wake, I hope, in the wake of a global pandemic, those values must be much more to the fore than even ever before. So today's ceremony is different. We're not, as we would otherwise have been, in Central Hall, packed together, hugs and cheers and tears and celebrations. And yet the ceremony today has exactly the same formal status. It means that those of you who started today as graduands of the university, that is, having finished all the requirements for the award of a degree, will, after this ceremony, have become graduates. It's a formal but a very important change of status, and not just graduates, but, well, graduates of the University of York, higher than which there can be no possible status. So the entire university today celebrates and rejoices in your achievements. We want to ensure that we keep touch with you and that we are able to follow your achievements throughout your lives, but also that you will be welcome always and at any time to return to the campus. It's a rite of passage, of course it is, but it doesn't sever the cord that ties you and us together. We're delighted for your achievements and we wish you well for everything that you do throughout your life and throughout your chosen career. The service through the arts and humanities to the future benefit of humanity is a solemn responsibility. I now formally declare this congregation to be open for the conferment of awards.
Chancellor, it is my privilege to present to you Mr. Matt Hutnell, who will accept our invitation into the University's College of Benefactors on behalf of Santander Universities UK. Santander Universities has been a supporter of the University of York since 2012. During that time, they've become great friends, enabling hundreds of students to make the most of their time at the university by supporting international travel, start-up businesses, elite sports, and immensely valuable paid work experience through internships with local and regional businesses. In 2020, Santander UK donated an additional £4.5 million to their university partners in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. This was an act of real generosity that had an immediate impact on the lives of thousands of students. At York, this provided emergency support awards to students facing financial difficulty due to COVID, and virtual internships so our students could gain much-needed work experience during the summer. The internships also benefited regional businesses and charities facing extreme challenges. We are just one of an international network of universities that Santander supports, and they're constantly working to find new ways to support the international community they have created. The opportunities they provide to students around the world are truly life-changing, and we'd like to offer a very deep thank you for the company's exceptional commitment to education. We're especially grateful for the great personal care and attention that Santander's relationship managers offer the University of York. Santander Universities is a shining example of corporate social responsibility and the power of philanthropy to change lives. Therefore, it's my great privilege to present Matt Hutnell, Director of Santander Universities UK, to you, Chancellor, and to ask that you formally induct them into the University of York's College of Benefactors. I now call upon Professor Ambrose Field, Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Humanities.
Thank you, Chancellor. I am Professor Ambrose Field, Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Humanities. Graduation is an incredibly important part of life here at the University of York, and I welcome you all. Congratulations, graduands, on achieving your goals, which marks for some of you the end of your academic journey. You are graduating during a very challenging year, and we are immensely proud of you and the investment of your time, effort, and commitment to reach this momentous milestone despite such extraordinary circumstances. The Faculty of Arts and Humanities are proud of our internationally recognised research excellence and the stimulating and imaginative learning experiences of our taught courses. It is your work that has helped us gain this outstanding reputation. We hope that you have enjoyed studying in our individual departments and centres just as much as we have enjoyed having you here at York. We wish you all the best for an excellent future, and please do feel welcome to stay in contact and let us know of your achievements. On behalf of the Faculty of Arts and Humanities, Chancellor and Vice-Chancellor, I have the honour to present the following candidates. Doctor of Philosophy in Conservation Studies, Master of Arts in Archaeology of Buildings, Master of Arts in Conservation Studies, Master of Arts in Conservation Studies, Historic Buildings, Master of Arts in Cultural Heritage Management, Master of Arts in Funerary Archaeology, Master of Arts in Historical Archaeology, Master of Arts in Material Culture and Experimental Archaeology, Master of Arts in Medieval Archaeology, Master of Arts in Mesolithic Studies. Master of Science in Bioarchaeology. Master of Science in Digital Archaeology. Master of Science in Early Prehistory and Human Origins. Master of Science in Funerary Archaeology. Master of Science in Material Culture and Experimental Archaeology. Master of Science in Zoo Archaeology. Doctor of Philosophy in English. Doctor of Philosophy in English with Creative Writing. Master of Arts by Research in English. Master of Arts in Culture and Thought after 1945. Master of Arts in 18th Century Studies. Master of Arts in English Literary Studies. Master of Arts in Film and Literature. Master of Arts in Global Literature and Culture. Master of Arts in Literature of the Romantic Period, 1775 to 1832. Master of Arts in Medieval Literatures and Languages. Master of Arts in Modern and Contemporary Literature and Culture. Master of Arts in Poetry and Poetics. Master of Arts in Renaissance Literature, 1500 to 1700. Master of Arts in Victorian Literature and Culture. Bachelor of Arts in English. Bachelor of Arts in English and Philosophy. Bachelor of Arts in English and Politics. Doctor of Philosophy in History. Doctor of Philosophy in Railway Studies. Master of Arts by Research in History. Master of Arts in Contemporary History and International Politics. Master of Arts in Early Modern History. Master of Arts in Medical History and Humanities. Master of Arts in Medieval History. Master of Arts in Modern History. Master of Arts in Public History. Master of Arts in Renaissance and Early Modern Studies. Bachelor of Arts in History. Bachelor of Arts in History with a year abroad. Doctor of Philosophy in History of Art. Master of Arts in History of Art. Master of Arts in History of Art, British Art. Master of Arts in History of Art, Medieval Art and Medievalisms. Master of Arts in History of Art, Modern and Contemporary Art. Master of Arts in Stained Glass Conservation and Heritage Management. Bachelor of Arts in History of Art.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ensemble Anonimi will perform their arrangement of In My Life by the Beatles.
There are places I remember all my life, though some have changed.
Some forever, not for better, and some have gone, and some remain.
All these places have their moments with lovers and friends. I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life I love them all. But of all these friends and lovers, oh, there is no one that compares with you.
And these memories lose their meaning
When I think of love as something new. Though I know I'll never ever lose affection for people and things that went before, I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life I love you more. Though I know I'll never ever lose affection for people and things that went before, I know I'll stop and think about them. In my life I'll love you.
I love you, I love you,
I love you.
Chancellor and Vice-Chancellor, I have the honour to present the following candidates. Doctor of Philosophy in Linguistics. Master of Arts in Comparative Syntax and Semantics. Master of Arts in Linguistics. Master of Arts in Phonetics and Phonology. Master of Arts in Psycholinguistics. Master of Arts in Sociolinguistics. Master of Science in Forensic Speech Science. Postgraduate Certificate in Psycholinguistics. Bachelor of Arts in Linguistics with French. Postgraduate Diploma in Creative Writing. Postgraduate Diploma in Parish Church Studies, Heritage, History and Fabric. Postgraduate Diploma in Railway Studies. Postgraduate Certificate in Parish Church Studies, Heritage, History and Fabric. Doctor of Philosophy in Medieval Studies. Master of Arts in Medieval Studies. Doctor of Philosophy in Music. Master of Arts in Community Music. Master of Arts in Music. Master of Arts in Music Education, Instrumental and Vocal Teaching. Master of Arts in Music Production. Postgraduate Diploma in Music. Master of Arts in Philosophy. Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy. Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy and Sociology. Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy with a year abroad. Master of Arts by Research in Screenwriting. Master of Science by Research in Interactive Media. Master of Arts in Film and Television Production with Cinematography. Master of Arts in Film and Television Production with Directing. Master of Arts in Film and Television Production with Producing. Master of Arts in Film and Television Production with Sound. Master of Arts in Film and Television Production with Visual Effects. Master of Arts in Playwriting. Master of Arts in Theatre Making. Master of Science in Film and Television Production with Sound. Master of Science in Film and Television Production with Visual Effects. Bachelor of Arts in Theatre, Writing, Directing and Performance. Bachelor of Science in Interactive Media.
It is my enormous pleasure to introduce Maren Eikli Hiort, our student orator who will speak on behalf of the class of 2021. Our student orators have been invited to speak in recognition of their hard work on behalf of the student community and commitment to their studies. Our speakers have both pursued the most enriching experience they could during their time at York, as well as giving back to their community. On behalf of the class of 2021, I give you Maren Eikli Hiort.
Distinguished guests, friends, family, alumni, members of the faculty, and this year's graduating class. My name is Maren, and I'm an international student from Oslo, Norway. And I would like to begin with thanking the faculty for the honor of addressing you, and to congratulate all my fellow students for being here today. When I am asked, what is your most memorable part about studying at the University of York? There is always one distinct answer that comes to mind. Back home, I never appreciated the school reunions. I always felt like I traveled back in time and into someone that I had grown out of. And therefore, I never felt like I was fully seen for the person that I had become. In 2019, I gathered the courage to follow my heart and made the decision to study abroad, to go and live alone in a foreign land, and to meet new people from all over the world. In other words, to go way beyond my comfort zone. I felt happy, sad, excited, terrified, free, and lonely. But in the midst of this hurricane of emotions, there was one thing that kept me grounded: my fellow students. I have never, ever before been welcomed to a place where almost no one knows anyone and where everyone seeks new friends and companionships, where one can start off with a blank page and where, with an open mind towards different views and cultures, one has the opportunity to be fully seen for the person one has become. This year has undoubtedly been harder than words can describe. But looking back, I realize that the experiences we are left with are both rare and invaluable. We gathered from all over the world, became friends, and we see each other for exactly who we are. Charles Dickens once wrote, "It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief. It was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair. This is precisely how I feel when I think about the past year. And when I am asked, what is your most memorable part about studying at the University of York? My answer is this: you. Thank you all for everything.
We are honoured today by the presence of Alison Balsam, OBE, and I'm pleased to present Dr. Anya Scheel, Head of the Department of Music, who will pay tribute to Ms. Balsam.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, it is a huge privilege to present our honorary graduand, Alison Balsam, OBE. Alison is a trumpet player of great distinction and one of the UK's most high-profile, internationally acclaimed classical musicians. She has appeared in concerts worldwide with the greatest orchestras and conductors, including as a soloist at the BBC Last Night of the Proms. She has recorded over a dozen albums of highly varied repertoire, from Baroque classics to transcriptions, 20th century works and contemporary compositions written for her. Her work has been recognised in awards such as Gramophone Artist of the Year, 3 Echo Classique Awards, and 3 Classic Brit Awards. These recognise her flawless virtuoso technique, but also her musicality, which is evident in singing lines and a dazzling variety of colour and articulation. As Alison has said, music is meditation, it's self-expression, it's physical, it's thrill-seeking, and it's cerebral. And all these qualities are present in her playing and her communication of this wonderful art form. It's safe to say that Alison Balsam is an expert at what she does and that the world knows this. Her technique makes all her playing seem just right, like it couldn't be any other way. And it hides the years of dedication that have gone into it. But if you listen to the episode of BBC's Desert Island Discs on which she appeared, she says she would like to bring her trumpet to this fictional desert island, and that being there might mean that she'd have enough time to master it. This kind of humility, but also ongoing passion, is something that university people can identify with. We know that our work is never done, and that there's always more to discover and investigate painstakingly. Alison has used her prominence as an artist to advocate for classical music, in particular the value of music education for all. She has explained how having access to state-funded music lessons and school instruments at an early age allowed her to become the musician she is now. She believes in music as a means of expression, healing, and community building, but also as a source of transferable skills. This comes across very clearly in her video about the value of a music degree, which she very generously recorded for the National Association of Music in Higher Education. But even more strikingly, Alison is patron of Brass for Africa, a charity that delivers music education programs in Uganda, Liberia, and Rwanda. These programs are led by local music teachers, and they focus on fundamental goals that go well beyond musical training, including workplace readiness, community empowerment, disability inclusion, and gender equality. Indeed, gender equality is another cause that Alison has championed, both in formal lecture situations, but also in many interviews and media appearances. As a woman who has achieved great distinction in brass playing, traditionally a male-dominated area, she has great authority when speaking on this topic. During the pandemic, she has lobbied on behalf of the arts at the highest level. She was part of a team of leading British musicians who met with Secretary of State for Digital Culture, Media and Sport to request state support for the arts and artists. She is, in other words, an artist who sees the bigger picture and who doesn't hesitate to work for the good of others. Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, running through all of Alison's work is a desire to communicate and to share the experience of music, all of its joys, consolations, and benefits. This emphasis on public good and inclusion matches the values of the University of York, and so it is with great pleasure that I present to you Alison Balsam for the degree of Doctor of the University honoris causa.
Through the power vested in me by the University of York, I have great pleasure in conferring upon Alison Balsam the degree of Doctor of the University honoris causa.
Thank you, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, and the University of York for the great honour which you have bestowed upon me today. Huge congratulations to all of you graduating from this outstanding university in 2020, an impressive landmark in your lives that you should all be very, very proud of, particularly in this uniquely challenging time. Some of you will know who I am, but some won't. I'm a musician who has been playing a single instrument, the trumpet, for my entire adult life and most of my childhood. This, very briefly, is how I started. When I was 7 years old, my mum and I headed to our local library in Royston, Hertfordshire. I had just started learning the trumpet, and my parents thought it might be nice to find some music to listen to and maybe even inspire me, at least beyond the limited Christmas carols I'd been practicing in my bedroom. From the tiny selection in that small local library, I chose an album by the great jazz trumpeter Dizzy Gillespie. Like Bilbo Baggins finding the ring in The Hobbit, it was the turning point in my life, although of course I didn't know it at the time. On that little cassette tape, yes, I am that old, was access to a world I'd never even dreamt of. Technical brilliance, supreme artistry, incredible soul, staggering musicianship, and just pure joy. I remember every track on that album in great detail, even to this day. It was the moment I found my vocation and stumbled onto my life's work. Another moment, on a school trip to York Minster a couple of years later, I unexpectedly encountered their very famous original manuscript of a trumpet piece from 1700, Jeremiah Clarke's Trumpet Voluntary. Again, it made me feel like I was discovering all these delights for the first time in human history, inspiring me to explore the classical trumpet repertoire for the next 3 decades, and so on. I believe that everyone can have that first moment, or those moments. They don't necessarily happen when you're a child. I was lucky in that regard. But if you look carefully, they were almost always there. You just have to recognise them when you see them. In some ways, these events seem like only yesterday to me. I can really relate to this crossroads you're all at, uncertain of what the future might hold and seeking to find something to guide you. And I only have one piece of advice, really, beyond remaining open and tenacious and resilient. Find that memory, that person, that event. Find the moment that began or will begin your journey and hold on to it. Cherish it. It is yours and yours alone. And if you haven't found it yet, now's the time to start looking. Again, many congratulations to all of the graduates.
I now have the pleasure of introducing Professor Charlie Jeffrey, Vice-Chancellor and President.
Hello there. I have two main tasks in this speech. First of all, I have the honour, in this special online ceremony, formally to award your degrees. So here goes. I hereby confer awards upon all graduands from the Faculty of Arts and Humanities. That makes you graduates of the university, which brings me to my second task. I have the pleasure of congratulating you on your graduation from the University of York. Graduation ceremonies are perhaps the most special part of my job. They mark the creativity, the energy, the passion and the sheer hard work that you, our graduates, have put into your studies. This year, they mark something else too. Your resilience and determination. It has not been easy since last March with all the changes you've had to deal with in learning, revising and assessment as we've followed the many twists and turns of government guidance during the pandemic. You rose to that challenge. I salute you for that and for all the efforts you've made in doing so. Let me say on behalf of all my colleagues how proud of you we are. I'm sure your family and friends are too. Normally at this point, in Central Hall, I'd call on both my colleagues and your family and friends to summon up a raucous round of applause. So I hope that wherever you are, you're now engulfed by claps, cheers, whoops and hollers of congratulation. I hope that behind me you can make out a little of our campus, the lawn, the pond and the extraordinary yew trees that comprise the quiet place behind Heslington Hall. 60 years ago there was no university here, but your university is already regarded as one of the UK's best and has an outstanding reputation worldwide. All the measures we routinely use on quality of teaching, excellence of research, prospects of graduates, economic impact, confirm that strength, that reputation, that quality. That quality has a lot to do with our values. Our founders set up the university for public good. Our students were not just to be technically proficient in their fields, but also to be able to apply their learning for the benefit of our society in the UK and internationally. And our research was intended not just to open up new knowledge, but also to apply that knowledge with and through its students for, I quote, the amelioration of human life and conditions, or in other words, for public good. What do those values mean for you, our graduates? Let me answer that question by recalling a conversation I had a while ago with a group of leading figures from across the public and private sectors. The conversation was about what qualities they felt our graduates should have in an era of rapid technological change. The consensus was that while technical skills to work with new technologies were important, they were in the end temporary, because technology will move on, and therefore secondary. What was more important was the ability to adapt, to apply critical thinking to new challenges, to collaborate, to be comfortable in different settings, public or private sector, in different places, different cultures. What we want from your graduates, one of them summed up, is wisdom. Wisdom, the ability to think and act using knowledge, experience, understanding and insight. You, some of the graduates we were imagining in that conversation, do not graduate only with proficiency in your subjects, you graduate also with the building blocks of that wisdom. You are, as the motto at the foot of the university crest suggests, at the threshold of wisdom. You graduate from a university which brings together students from a wide array of academic disciplines, all with an eye on the public good that their knowledge can contribute to. As a result, you will have encountered different ways of understanding the world around us and what you can do to help it flourish in future. And you will have got to know fellow students from all over that world. Our students hail from over 140 countries. We're a meeting place for students, local and international, to exchange the ideas, experiences and values they bring with them from different parts of the world. That exchange between students from different backgrounds and different places happens during study, but also beyond it. We're fortunate through our students' unions to have the richest variety of student societies and activities of any university in the UK. We cater for pretty much any shared interest you could imagine. I've been both astounded and proud of how our societies have adapted during the pandemic to enable students to continue sharing those interests. And many of those shared interests look outward to address challenges our society faces, whether through community volunteering in and around York, campaigning on the crucial issues of our time like climate change, or building international understanding. The breadth of perspective that comes from being part of such a multidisciplinary, global and socially committed community is an asset that you, our graduates, will take with you as you develop your careers, and it will also be an asset for the organisations you go on to work for. That breadth of perspective nurtures wisdom, and that in turn becomes a powerful platform for public good. All that in this most extraordinary of years is all the more important. The pandemic we're living through has had a terrible impact on our health, on our economies, on the education of our young people. Many of those impacts have sharpened existing inequalities, both within countries and between richer and poorer parts of the world. We face, as a result, an enormous challenge of recovery and renewal. You will be central to that challenge. As you set out to meet it, we want to hear from you. We look forward to hearing about the ways in which you use the skills you've developed through your degrees, but also the wisdom you've built through your wider experience here at York. We look forward to hearing about how you use that wisdom to build your own careers, but also to make your contribution to our founding principle, the amelioration of human life and conditions. We look forward to hearing about your contribution to the public good that's a special feature of being part of our community at the University of York. Please keep in touch. If this were a standard graduation ceremony, I'd now be calling on you, our graduates, to clap, cheer, whoop and holler for two groups of people. First, our staff at the university, our lecturers of course, but also everyone else who supported you in your time at York. Departmental staff, librarians, cleaners, our counselling team and many more. And second, your family and friends. I suspect they may have helped you from time to time during your period here at the university, providing advice, companionship, the occasional shoulder to cry on, laundry services, and no doubt a little bit of money here and there. So graduates, wherever you are, will you raise the roof for our staff here at the university and your family, friends and supporters? Thank you. As I close, I'll make a commitment to you. We will invite you and your family and friends back, when it's possible to do so, to celebrate your graduation in person, in full academic dress, in our magnificent Central Hall. I look forward very much to that day. Until then, I wish you every happiness and success as you enter the next phase in your lives. And I'm delighted we now have two distinguished honorary graduates from a few years ago to add their thoughts on the next phase of your lives to those you heard earlier from the remarkable Alison Bulson. Orla Guerin, the BBC's distinguished foreign correspondent, and the acclaimed author and screenwriter Anthony Horowitz. Goodbye from me.
Hello from Istanbul. I would like to send warm wishes and congratulations to the graduands, their teachers, families and friends, everyone who has had to put up with them along the way. Today's celebrations are taking place remotely, and if anything, that should be a badge of honour. Your success should be all the sweeter because of the extraordinary obstacles you have overcome. You have all scored top marks for resilience. Hopefully for you and for all of us, the worst is behind us. We have vaccines coming our way, but life will not be as it was before, and perhaps it shouldn't be. COVID-19 has taught us some things we need to remember. The value of human contact, the importance of looking out for each other, the huge impact of small gestures of kindness. From Wuhan to New York, from Sao Paulo to Stockholm, we have been reminded that we are interconnected. For better or worse, we leave an imprint on the lives of others. Hopefully, we won't forget this when the threat has receded. I started working as a journalist more than 30 years ago. Since then, I have reported from over 70 countries. I have seen revolutions and attempted coups, the collapse of totalitarian regimes and the birth of democracies. I have also spent some time sleeping on floors and freezing on front lines. I look back and I can't quite fathom how all this came to pass, but I can now reveal exclusively that I didn't have a grand plan. I just found something I loved and I kept putting one foot in front of the other. I hope the same will be true for you. I know that many industries have been hit hard by the pandemic and some of the old jobs will not return. But there's also new flexibility in the world of work, new ways of thinking, and hopefully new opportunities to come. And even in the darkest moments, there can be hope. The era of COVID-19 is also the era of Captain Sir Tom Moore. I was based in Pakistan in 2012 when Taliban militants attacked a brave young education campaigner called Malala Yousafzai, shooting her in the head. As you will know, she survived against all odds, and last June she graduated from Oxford. On her 16th birthday, Malala delivered a spellbinding address to the United Nations. The young woman, who would not be silenced, said this: "One child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the world. Your pen, your actions, your voice can have a massive impact. I hope this is something you will carry forward into the next chapter of your lives, especially as graduates of the University of York with its commitment to the public good. My message is, don't let anyone limit your ambitions. Don't let anyone tell you something is out of reach." I would like to leave you with the wonderful words of the Irish poet Derek Mahon, who died last October as the virus was raging around the globe. "I lie here in a riot of sunlight, watching the day break and the clouds flying. Everything is going to be all right."
Hello, my name is Anthony Horowitz. I'm an author and a screenwriter, and I was at York University back in the 70s, where after a career that wasn't entirely successful, I must be honest, I somehow ended up being made a doctor of the university some years later, an achievement of which I am, I have to say, very proud. And so I've been asked to say a few words today at your graduation ceremony. I suppose I meant to say that actually it's not so bad, and, you know, we can all put up with Zoom and it's, you know, all the rest of it. But actually, the truth is that it is complete rubbish, really. And this has been, without any doubt, the worst year of my life, 2020. I mean, let's just set aside COVID for a minute. This has been a year of Trump. I mean, he's still there, for heaven's sake, and Boris Johnson, whose government is in all sorts of difficulties at the moment, and Dominic Cummings and Sean Connery, for heaven's sake, losing Sean Connery. I mean, that was the pits as far as I was concerned. And looking out the window, the streets are empty and it's raining. And anyway, oh no, I must get back to trying to be celebratory, because we have got to somehow look on the bright side of things, I suppose. And you have had 3 years at probably one of the greatest universities in the whole country, really. You are one of the privileged few, and you do have an awful lot going for you on your side, quite apart from the education you've been given and the time you've had to develop your ideas and your future and your careers. You've got youth on your side, you've got hopefully a lot of optimism, and the world around you is changing in so many fantastic ways. I mean, all the new inventions that are going to come in, which you will enjoy and which I won't. I mean, actually, it quite annoys me, really. I think about things like drones and travel pods and exoskeletons and hydrocell technology. The whole idea that maybe we're going to move into a carbon zero environment during your lifetime, but not during mine. And of course, the biggest invention of all right now, the vaccine. And that's what I really want to talk about. Professor Umar Sahin and Dr. Özlem Türeci. I probably mispronounced those names horribly, but those are the two brilliant people who have invented the vaccine that could save the world. And when I think that their parents were Turkish immigrants who came into Germany in the 60s, and they began with less than any of you have, and they have just saved the world. And they set up a company called Ganymede. And Ganymede is not named after the pretty boy who turns up in Greek mythology. Ganymede is apparently the Turkish word, which means sort of earned through hard work. And there you get to the moral of this speech, which is you have earned through your hard work a phenomenal and fantastic future. And if I have one belief in this world, it is that my generation, which has to a large extent screwed everything up, is now going to step aside, and it is graduates like you who will come through and make this world so much a better place. So good luck to you. Have a great day today on your graduation. Celebrate with your friends, legally, of course, or however you want to, but you deserve your success. Enjoy it and keep going forward. Thanks.
Thank you so much for being with us today. We hope you enjoyed the event and that you enjoy the rest of the day. Whether you're celebrating with family or joining one of the department digital events that many of our academic departments will be hosting shortly. Thank you.